From Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, this is the Global SimRacing Channel's penultimate Round 5 coverage of the Absolute Beginner League's Formula Neagle Season 17 Championship. Historically, Sim Racing Championships scheduled mostly in the summertime is an opportunity for journeyman drivers to finally add a crown to their resume. Case in point, the championship showcase today. Now, Sami Toikala won the first two races of the season, then the Finn took the next two events off, giving an opportunity for Neil Bamber with results of 6th, 8th, 9th, and 12th to find himself deadlocked for the points lead with Toikala. With only two races to go, fans of the underdog are pulling for Bambi, while fans of perfection hope for Toikala to make an Imola appearance. What'll happen next? Find out now, as all the simulated Skippy action from Green Flag to Victory Donuts streams your way live as it happens right here on GSRC. Ciao everyone, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast. Way up in the press box to bring you our Word's Eye view is Stefan Slocker, joined by yours truly, Bill Soups On. Sean Ambrose has director duties, armed with cameras provided by Dougie Beer. All right, Stefan, with 4 races in the U.S., Formula Neagle finally comes to Europe.
Also from me, benvenuto da Imola. Finally, some European spice for an American car. The Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Dino Ferrari always brings a smile to my face and bad memories. Obviously talking here about Roland Ratzenberger and some Brazilian dude tragically losing their lives in '94. The layout has changed quite a bit since then, now possessing 17 turns around these 5 kilometers of track, of which 8 are part of a chicane. The Skip Barber still can throw some meat onto the spaghetti bolognese, as momentum will be the key, especially through Tosa, Acque Minerali and Rivazza. So as you can see, even though looking like an easy combination on paper, it sure will make sure to sprinkle on some Parmesan cheese. Last but not least, what better way to get you the meal rolling than a GSRC lap guide?
Smiling ear to ear on that one.
All right, we've got Amjad Yaman, the GSRC Skippy, so let's do a lap around Imola. Coming across the start-finish line, the track weaves a little bit back and forth, so you'll see drivers try to straight line this part until the braking for Tamburello. That's going to make it difficult to tell whether a driver is defending, so some wires might get crossed in a battle. Now we slow it up for Tamburello, which has 3 apexes, but in the Skippy, the first 2 are all you really need to care about. Like most chicanes, back up the first part to open up the second, and then in this third left-hander, keep your foot in it and swing it around the bend. From there, you've got a short rush to Villeneuve. This chicane can sometimes offer a passing opportunity, but it's tough. The first apex is the faster one, so it can make the entry a little sketchy. It also means the second one is easy to get over ambitious with. Not much time to think though, because up next is Tosa. This is a typical hairpin. Square off your exit with a late apex and you'll wind up with better lap times. However, your speed is very important coming off this turn, because as you can see, the uphill climb afterwards is pretty steep. With not much power in the Skippy, you need to carry momentum to be competitive. Hold to the right as we come over the crest to get the car lined up for Piratella. This corner is deceptive and it's very easy to miss the apex. Swing the car left, and up next is Acque Minerali. This is a very tricky double apexer, with the first half being more about setting up the car for the second. If you manage to get it woed up and hit the second apex, be sure not to drift too far off to the left, since it can get you a slowdown penalty. That will make you a sitting duck if you're in a battle, because your competitor can just breeze past on your way to the Alta chicane. Even without an opponent getting a slowdown penalty, this can usually be an opportunity for an overtake. But this is a slow, tight chicane, so you want to make sure you're not still side by side by the time you swing your car in there. On exit, the AstroTurf is fair game, so don't be shy about letting the car slide wide. Now we start to come back downhill again, and the track will weave just a bit once more. Stay to the right and make sure you have your brake marker set, because Rivazza comes at you in a hurry. The entry is downhill, making it easy to skitter off into the gravel. You get a little bit of a break, and then you really need to nail the second apex. That's because it dumps you onto the longest straight of the course. This last turn will make or break your lap time, and also decide how easily you can defend from your opponents. But if you kept it all together, you've now finished a lap around Imola.
GSRC brings you a lot of material in the pre-race show, but for me, when I'm watching as a fan, the highlight of the pre-race show is when Joe Peak does what nobody does better: talk you and take you around a road course. This time, we do it here at Imola. Let me try to take you through the points right now. We're going to start with the F1 Championship. Now, we talked about it in the opening. Sami Toikla won the first 2 races of the season and then took the next 2 races off. We are in race number 5, and I can report that as of now, the Finn has yet to report to this race as well. So that's going to be a big opportunity for Neil Bamber, who's still looking for his first top 5, but attendance and consistency has him in the tie for the lead. Look for Bambi to be in front when this is all said and done, assuming he has any kind of a decent race today. Veteran Wojciech Potocek got a win in round 3 at Barber, but the conservative scoring method of the Formula Neagle makes that 14-point deficit to the lead a lot bigger than it appears. It's going to be hard for the pole to run down Bambi. Okay, then you have like Toikala, Johan Vanderbilt. He has missed a pair of races. He's not here again today. Same with Ronald Grossman, who will be missing his 3rd race today. Let's go to the F2 championships. Now, you saw that Wojciech Potocek was way up there in the standings, sitting 3rd, so it's no surprise to see him. This F2 championship is all but his to lose right now, so look for him to get the win there. But a great battle for 2nd between Christopher Garros, Frederick Neptune, and then only 5 back is the defending F2 champion Ludwig Sauer, a pair of Dutchmen trying to chase down the Swede. You also have Guilherme Craval down there, the Spaniard, in 5th position. All right, there's one more championship to look at. That's the team championships. You have the pair of Finns on top and the Germans in 2nd. Neither one of those guys are here today. Big opportunity for 2 stupid dogs. They picked up 5 spots last time out, and we're talking about David Burns and Vincent Bream. Those guys, they have an opportunity to pick up even more. Neil Bamber doing it all by himself in 4th position, and then you have the Potocek boys down in 5th. Only one of those are here today. All right, that runs you through the points for all the 3 championships that we cover. Let's go ahead. We're always picking up new viewers. Steph, tell us about the race details.
Well, Soup, we are in the unlucky number 17 season-wise. Unlucky because we're in Italy, and in Italy the number 17 is the unlucky number. So hopefully we don't change here anything today. Either way, round 5 of 6. We don't have a single drop week in this championship, but they only run on a bi-weekly racing. Today, the race distance 40 minutes. They have completely open setup, so they can tinker away, even though there's not too much to tinker about, except for the tire pressures, which obviously are quite open in this Skip Barber because they are already on the new tire model. They do have reduced fuel, so we will see one mandatory stop today, and they're also featuring an incident cap 17, and you're out.
Let's go ahead and look at what's going on in qualifying right now. A couple things I want to point out. We talked about 2 stupid dogs. We see David Burns and Vincent Bream. You look at that tower to your left there. They sit 2nd and 3rd. Who is that guy on top? That's Greg Seitz. He got the win last time out. That was his only race so far this season. To be honest with you, I think it might have been his debut race of the in the ABL for Formula Neagle. I have to double check on that, but I've been doing these for a while. I don't remember seeing him here today. He looks to be really, really fast, almost a second faster in practice. This one could be a runaway. Hey, Nico Roman shoots up to 3rd.
Vincent Bream right now in 4th place, running out to top 5. Right now it's Williams Martins de Silva, but there's already 1.5 seconds between 1st and Martins de Silva in 5th place, so really spread out right now. But if you take sides out of the conversation here and only take 2nd down, it is still about 1 second from David Burns down to Williams Martins de Silva.
And here comes William Martins de Silva coming across, currently in 5th, put in a 2:04.1. And let's see if he betters that one. Looks like it's going to say it, a 2:04.1 for his best. Interesting now, if we can look at the driver who is currently sitting 10th, that would be Neil Bamber. He's your point leader, sitting 10th in qualifying right now. The man who's chasing him in the points, and Matt will probably be in 2nd place when this is all done, Wojciech Potocek, right behind him in 11th spot. So the action is going to be mid-pack. They're going to be right in it.
Yeah, and right now we have to say that it really is about consistency this season rather than speed because Bamber, no, I'm pretty sure he wasn't on the podium even this
Nope.
season all along.
Nope. I think his best face finish so far is a 6th. Now here's David Burns. He's a former champion.
Betters
He
his
seems
lap
to be
to a 3.1 suit, but still 6/10 away from sights.
Yeah. Now Seitz has a win, but that's his only race this season. If he wins again and then again, I don't think 3 wins and 3 no-shows will be enough to catch Bamber. Possibly. We'll have to check into that. That's why you want to turn back in for the season finale coming up next week. Or in 2 weeks, I apologize. That's going to be from Silverstone.
Wojtek Podacek, we looked at him. He was 11th. Some cars crossed the line and he's now bumped down to 15th place. This one will be a slow one by him because he had a slow lap through Tosa. So yeah, he's putting all his money on this last flying lap because 1.5 minutes are left in the session.
We look at now. Here is De Silva. He's going to be coming around next. He's out of that final corner. He's sitting 5th again with the 204.1. We'll look at it one more time as we ride on board as he comes to the line. Let's see if he can better it. And he does 204 flat. Not enough to move up a position though, but maybe give him a guarantee. Can we look at car number 44 real quick? This is the Strudelmeister, Thomas Kick, currently 13th in qualifying. Give us an opportunity to put the camera on one of our fan favorites as he heads towards the timing line. His best time, 205 flat.
Which also was his last lap, and now he puts in a 204.788, putting him into 13th place, only a few hundredth behind Josh Brain in 12th.
20 drivers stand signed up here today. David Third Degree Burns comes across the line. He put in it got faster, not enough to get sights, but he makes it a little closer. Now we're looking at Ludwig Sauer.
Coming out of the line didn't count for him, but he still, I think he has got over the line before the time ran out. So he might still have one more.
Currently in 7th, the defending F2 champion. He's got Angelo well down the order, the slowest of all the drivers who put in qualifying times. John Torpy and Troy Banks have not.
Yeah, I can confirm Ludwig Sauer did not cross the line in time, so he parked his car. So everyone who is coming over the line right now, they are on their last lap. Obviously, what is up with Wojtek Podacek? 204.5, 205.5, so not improving himself there whatsoever.
Must not like this track. Looks like Greg Seitz coming off that win last time out at Laguna Seca, looking to go 2-2. He has put himself in position to do that. 0.6 of a second faster than David Third Degree Burns and sitting on the pole when qualifying is done, unless somebody puts in an amazing lap. And I think everybody is off the track now, so I think we're done. So
let's see, going past Variante Bassa, okay. And he puts in a new fast lap at 202.1.
That's salt in the wound. Liam Larson in 14th. Here's our last car.
Let's see what he can do. Coming out of Rivazza, 2 bit wide, but that's all right. Now he will be going past the Variante Bassa, which is only used now for motorcycle racing. Let's see what he can do. Sitting on a 14th place right now, improves to 9th.
And there we go. That will take care of it. So qualifying is done. We have 20 drivers in the race today. I'll take the top 10. We documented it for you. Greg Seitz is your pole setter inside of former champion David Third Degree Burns. Vincent Braham, Burns' teammate for Two Stupid Dogs, in 3rd. Nico Roman in 4th. William Martins de Silva going to be in 5th, flanked by Christian Grell. Ludwig Sauer was in 7th position inside of Josh Brain. Liam Larson and Neil Bamber, your point leader, go 9th and 10th. Steph?
Nick Carty is in 11th place, also hosting the unlucky number 17 here in Italy. The number 15, Ari Sayas in 12th place, Rob Adams and Thomas Kick will round out your 7th row on the grid. Wojtek Podacek, 15th place on the grid, goes to him. John Morgan, 16th. Edgar Sancinelli puts his number 57 machine onto 17th place. Scott Angelo is the last car to put in a qualifying lap, down in 18th place. Troy Banks and John Torpy both did not put in qualifying laps, and Scott Angelo actually no longer in the server.
Sights about 0.7 of a second faster than Burns. Stefan can. That's a pretty big margin. Burns is no slouch of a driver, but 0.7, is that enough to stay in the tow here?
Well, you know, Variante Tamburello, it is a braking zone, but it's not really all that much in this car. So it really is one long straight from Rivazza with a little bit of braking at Tamburello and then going through Variante Villeneuve up to Tosa. And it is a lot of draft, and these skip hours can develop quite some speed under draft influence. So I wouldn't be surprised if David can stick with Greg, but also wouldn't be surprised if sides just say, "Thank you very much, I'm out, see you in the next round."
There's our weather. Steph, what's it look like?
Well, it is, I would say, moderately hot. 23 degrees Celsius in the air, 32 degrees Celsius on the track. That's 74 and 90 Fahrenheit, respectively. We have winds from the northeast, 9 miles per hour or 14 kilometers an hour. So it's really not all that much. But it can play some roles here because we have partly cloudy weather, and the clouds right now are rather large, like you can see right now on the top of your screen. So we will see the track develop heat and then lose it again, develop heat, lose it again. So that might really play into these cars and the tires.
You can hear them start to harmonize. You're gonna know what to do. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows. The horses are out of the barn. Now let's see what Greg Seitz can do. He gets the lead, tucked right in behind him is Burns. Let's see if Burns can stay with him. Burns' teammate Vincent Bream in third. Nico Roman diving up on the outside. Oh my goodness, that's the blue car. That was Ludwig Sauer made a move. He loses all of his momentum, and now he's going to lose his spot. Great racing going on behind. That is Liam Larson moving up into 6th position. All that going behind De Silva, who sits in 5th.
And look at all these clouds here. Lawson nearly lost. Can he stick to it? Yes, he can. What a save.
Oh my goodness.
And that is the cold tires in the skip hour that you don't experience right now in any other car. That is obviously because this car is on the new tire model, and you can do to your tires a little bit more than you're used to, as Ludwig Sauer tries to put it onto the right side there of Liam Lawson, who is really struggling on the cold tires right now.
The front 5 are well behind in single file, and the action is Larson, Sauer, Goulet, Bamber in that mix as well. Bambi has to be careful. He's looking to score points.
Liam Lawson looking right now more like part of the Italian Drift Challenge rather than the Italian Grand Prix. Really has to get his back under control, otherwise he's not going to last all too long in this 6th place.
Watching Larson race is like watching a drunk chase a balloon near a cliff. It's entertaining, but you know it's not going to end well. Liam gets it settled out now as he sits in 6th position, starting to pull away from Sauer.
Look at Sauer, though. He's under pressure from Christian Greule now around the outside of Ravazza. That's never going to work. And Liam Lawson, my word, 2 tires fully on the grass there. Once again, drift challenge through Ravazza. That's going to be a solid 8.5 points from me there out of 10. But he really has to stop doing this, otherwise he's just not going to last whatsoever.
Edgar and Sancinelli just crashed into the wall. He's qualified in 17th position. He's one of our favorites. We're going to take a look at it because we like Edgar. I guess if we liked Edgar, we wouldn't show you this, but...
Oh boy, Edgar Sancinelli. The grass will catch him out on the left side. You're gonna see it under the bridge. There it goes, and there it comes around on the right side. That was Troy Banks. Very lucky with being able to avoid Sancinelli. But that is his race completely done for today.
A mistake from Vincent Bream as we watch the replay in third position. He goes wide. Looks like he went wide in Tosa. He gets off on the grass. He keeps the car going, but he loses 5 spots, falls back to 8th. We're going to take a look at it. Now, this is important because he was in third, and when he all settles down, he gets in behind Liam Larson. What?
Oh, and
now he
Bream
has
just
more
lost it again.
problem.
Yeah.
Let's stay on it. We'll watch this here. He gets it gathered up. Boy, he is having a rough lap number 2.
Yeah, and the cold weather right now, Soup, is catching all of these drivers out. He's gonna be all fine through Piratella. That's turn 8 here. And then watch it coming into Aqua Minerale. He's really gonna lose the back. Goes over the grass, saves it on the tarmac. Just buckle up and settle in for the ride.
He gets it gathered up. So before, he was behind Lawson. Now when he sorts out, he's going to find himself in 9th position, sitting behind Christian Goulet.
Yeah, and watch out for the battle now for P4 between William Martin Silva and Liam Lawson. Lawson looking like he's wanting to get that place away from William, and he's going to try now under the draft. Goes to the left side, Soup.
He's going to get there. Look at the run that he has. Liam Lawson has this thing figured out. Move him up into third as he gets around to Silva. Now up ahead, you can see on the tower, we were wondering if Burns was going to be able to stay beside. I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
I'm sorry, Soup. We lost Ludwig Sauer a lap ago. We didn't even catch it. That was through Variante Tamburello. He got it tapped by Neil Bamber from behind, completely spun him around in traffic, sitting on the racing line. And that was one very bad thing waiting to happen.
We're going to see if we can find it. As we're going to see, I can also report why we're looking for it. John Morgan ended up on his lid. There we go.
There we were able to see the touch, and then he's just spun here on the track. And yeah, it's not going to be very good. Let's just put it like that. You're gonna see the tap coming in from Neil Bamber now any second. There it comes. That was a touch. You were able to see the smoke. Now Ludwig Sauer spins around. We go on to the track cameras. He's trying to roll out of the racing line. There's the big hit.
Yeah, we talked about John Morgan. That was Morgan who ran into trouble. Mr. Clean, notorious for not getting into trouble. We'll stay on this one, look at it one more time, because John Morgan is another driver that the fans like to watch.
Yeah, Morgan just wrong place, wrong time for him. Runs into the 2 wrecked cars.
All right, all this is going on behind Greg Seitz, who has no idea the nonsense that's happening behind him. 3 seconds, Steph, is what he's opened up on David Burns.
Which is, yes, the draft is there, but it's just not good enough to do anything with it. Greg Sainz a 2.9 there in the last lap. David J. Burns.
Here comes De Silva. Sorry to interrupt you there. The excitement has all been centered around Liam Lawson right now. And De Silva gets the dive down, and he gets that made through Tamburello.
Yep. But look who's behind. That's Nico Roman. He's the 3rd car, and he's all smiles right now. These 2 are fighting it out. There's a little bit of bump draft by Lawson.
It was indeed. Oh, I've been doing a lot of commentating. This one seems like, let's stay on this director because something bad's going to happen here. Lawson has a big entrance here.
And here now comes Nico Roman on the left side. That's going to be the inside for Piratella, but will he be able to actually hold that? No, he will not, up to Piratella. Just a better drive by Liam Lawson. Look at it again. Super sideways from Lawson. And honestly, I can't see Lawson right now finishing the Woo! 40 minutes of this race. Once again, super sideways through Aqua Minerale.
He is fun. He gets a run. Look at this. Heading into Alta. Now it's going to be... And now he comes across, working left and right. Now he's going to stay on the outside. To get a run out of here. Right on his nose. Woo!
You know, if I wouldn't know it better, I would say Lawson has some damage with how much sideways he is, especially through the turns, but his car is completely fine. It's just how he set up that tire pressures, especially on the rear, to have it more turning. Like, I don't know what. This is even beyond drifting right now.
A wide exit for De Silva. Nico Roman is back watching.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
They get together and they manage to keep it going straight, Steph.
My word, Liam Lawson, way too aggressive, goes to try to go onto the inside where there's no place between Martin De Silva and the wall, runs into the back of De Silva. Silva catches the car himself and now gives up the position over Liam Lawson for the third place.
All right, Lawson might have the... Boy, now he's in trouble. He's in the beach. Can he keep it straight? Yes, he does. What a great job of driving the car. What is the incident cap? I gotta have a feeling that Lawson is already close. Whee!
Oh,
He's
that's
in the wall.
the
That's it.
Liam Lawson. At this,
Debbie lasted longer than I thought.
yeah, at this point it was Liam Lawson versus the incident cap, and yeah, he lost the battle against the wall. Yeah, that.
But he was fun.
I have no words for it, and somehow he is still able to continue. He's right now going through Piratella ultra sideways because he's so damaged. Tries to keep it on racing speed. Finally comes out again.
Director, happened as I spotted. This a quick replay of this happened right in front of Christian Goulet. Brame has had lots of issues today. Look at this one. He gets loose.
Oh, he caught a crash at Aqua Minerale going into the turn 10 of Aqua Minerale, the second part of it. There you can see it, and extremely right out sideways there on the outside of Aqua Minerale. Able to keep it going, able to keep it pointing in the right direction, but he's now behind the battle for P7, right ahead of him, Christian Groyle versus Neil Bamber. Bamber having back at the button.
And we come back, we'll take a look how that all set out. So we're on with Brame. He's still in it.
Still kicking, still living, and actually I think Bamber will now get a good run on Christian Groyle. Yes, he does, goes to the left side. That is going to give him that inside of turn 2. Let's see if he's able to pull on it.
Move our point leader up a position now, up into 5th. Doing what he needs to do. Oops, getting a little bit wide. So that's going to let Groyle come back into it. Swinging now underneath. This is fun. Boy, these guys are putting on a show.
Meanwhile, in behind, only going to mention it, Vincent Brame was able to overtake Josh Brain because he lifted through turn 1 to get Vincent Brame the position he wanted.
We're not covering the leaders. You can see that Seitz has a big lead on Burns. The action is back in these battles that our director has found for you, and Steph has been finding. This is a fun one with Vincent Brame, or with Brain in this one.
Look at Groyle up ahead. Groyle just tried to take it too wide through Piratella. Not able to do it.
Jumps get around a lot, but yeah, this is a good one. Bamber and Groyle.
Yeah. They are super closely matched. Just one point of the track, the one is better at the other one. The other one is better. So Groyle right now able to stick with Bamber, but Bamber extremely strong through Aqua Minerale.
Wait, lots of little battles going on. The one we're not covering, we haven't shown you, is De Silva and Roman in a battle. We're going to look at Thomas Kick. Oh, now we're going to go up and look at these guys up in 3rd here. Now, this is really tame, Steph, compared to the stuff we're seeing. De Silva and Roman, they're just putting in time right now. They know there's pit stops to come.
I think, in perspective, everything is tame to Liam Lawson at this race. So, yeah, I would say these battles are completely boring. Nothing to see here. But no, in reality, Nico Roman, he is hot on the tail of William Martins da Silva, and he's trying to go to the left side. Right now, it sticks his nose out. Will he be able to already cross the finish line first? No, he won't. So now we know that that is never going to be a viable opinion, or option rather, sorry. And Nico Roman makes the overtake happen even before going into the braking zone of turn 2.
So we have this battle that we're watching. I don't mean to jump you around so much, viewers, but there's lots of stuff going on. Our director wanted to take us to Thomas Kick. Let's look at this one. This is Kick with Nick Cardy here. These guys are putting on a show. There is great racing. Is this not up front?
Man, I tell you, this is one of the best spaghettis I've ever had.
So we look at this battle.
Very wide through Variante.
Oh!
Able to keep it together. Going into turn now.
I'm going to put you in the cockpit of Nick. Watch him work his hands.
Yeah, just takes it onto the gravel there, able to keep it together. Luckily for him, the next one is a left-hander, so he can continue to turn left and be able to stick on the track. Up ahead, once again, the battle for P3, Nico Roman versus Martins da Silva, getting closer and closer and closer.
Boy, he's working. Da Silva working. He was looking to the driver left. That didn't work. Now they head down into Ravassa. I think Da Silva's in a really good position. He gets any kind of drive. Doesn't need to make the pass here. Although here he comes. He's going to force the issue. He doesn't want to get too close or he won't have much room for a good exit. This is like a double. For me, this is 14 and 50, almost like this one little corner here. It's a little rhythm corner. Two left-handers. Oh, boy. Steffi's a little farther back than I would have preferred. Not sure if he's going to have enough time to get there. Let's see.
Wait for it. Wait for it. He's going to be there. He's going to be there. Look at it. It's coming up now. There comes enough. There he comes. He's getting the good speed. That's already about 10 kilometers faster for Martins da Silva. There he comes to the right side. 200, 100, braking now hard onto the binders. Martins da Silva a little bit too hard, loses the rear and has to go straight through turn 3.
Will that be a slowdown penalty for him? Maybe. We're not even halfway through this race yet. The incident cap has got to play a factor on a lot of these drivers. From what I'm seeing, they're going off left and right. Literally, left and right. All right, Steph, we're going to look at this. This is Potocek in a battle with John Torpy.
Wojtek Potocek,
there's
obviously
another
our
off.
P2 in the championship.
Did he get the wall?
I think he got the wall. He's probably hurting a little bit. Let's have an onboard and see what is with his steering wheel. Does he have to turn a little bit left or light? Light, yes, that is. Left, right, and center, obviously. No, Wojtek Potocek just completely off-centered there, where he wants to be racing line-wise through the Variante Villeneuve. He's gonna be now. You can see how he's way too much to the middle there, and thus compromising his exit and right into the wall. He is at least touching it, but I'm not sure if he's actually having damage.
While we're on the lead play, Potocek got a little bit sideways and had to surrender the position to Torpy. So now the driver who sits third in points is back in 14th and picked up a few more incidents.
Yeah, he has to turn ever so slightly to the left on the straight, but it's actually not too much. So Potocek might actually be able to go round for the next 20 or so minutes. But up ahead, that P10 battle, a 3-car battle there between Sayas, Carty, and Kick as Martins da Silva pits in for his mandatory stop.
I was worried. I was looking at the Da Silva-Roman battle because that was going on. Da Silva has decided, I think Da Silva thinks he's faster. He's going to come in and get this pit stop made and run some laps away from Roman, and then when they come out, maybe Da Silva will have the lead. We'll see how this plays out. Look at this battle.
Here comes Ari Sayers. No, he backs off against him. No overtake tried into Variante Villeneuve, but Nick Carty makes a big mistake. That's in the gravel.
Oh,
And he loses 2 positions.
but he avoids the wall.
First one to do so today in that turn. Not something we say very often, but sadly the truth here. Here now comes Thomas Kick to the left side versus Ari Sayers. He's going to have the inside for Piratella, turn 8 here at Imola, and he makes the job done. Orange car goes through. Ari Sayers now under pressure from Nick Carty. Nick Carty maybe with the run. And no, he does not. Has a little bit of a slide down the hill into Acqui Minerale.
We've been jumping around a lot. Let's stay here for a while and watch
Oh,
what he's saying.
Thomas!
There goes the Strudelmeister, but he gets it gathered back up, picking up more incident points.
I think this is going to be who gets less incident points in this race so far.
They work through Alta. And now that spreads out a bit. Good racing everywhere. De Silva, the only car that have pitted from the leaders. He comes out in 14th position.
Ooh, at this rate, we're gonna need to have an ad break just to get our voices back.
Rob Adams has a bad exit out of Rivasa, so he picks up a few more points. That settles down a bit. Ari Sejas is going to come in for a stop.
Yeah, deciding he has had enough of that 3-car battle, takes the route out that is going to be most likely going to come out behind Williams Martins da Silva, down in 14th place. Also, Scott Angelo, he is also already taking his pit stop. He's, because of that, now a full lap down on leaders. The leader, that is Greg Seitz, as also waiting Podacek in the pit lane now.
De Silva does roll by Sejas. Now we'll look down in this 5th position. This is our battle. This is Vincent Brame working. He's going to make a move on the inside of Christian Grillet. He's going to get this done, I think. He does.
Or does he, as Groyle comes back to the left side of Vincent Brame, but that is going to be the outside for Acqua Minerale, and he exactly does decide so that's not worth pushing it too wide through there. Josh Brame nearly actually came very close to the back of Christian Groyle doing so. So now all of a sudden this is a 3-way battle for 5th place.
This will be fun.
Oh, Vincent Brame very wide there, as with Groyle and Brain. I'm not even sure if he can get an off-track out there.
They head
an
down
off-track or a slowdown you get out there.
Yeah, they head down into Rivasa. Now let's see if it's pit stop time or if these guys are going to go around again. Brame gets the car turned left the first time, then the second one. Coming out of here. We'll go around again. Oh no, a late pit entry there for Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent Brame into the pit lane he goes, and there's another car in pit lane. Who is that? That is David Burns.
So the 2 stupid dogs are both in there. If I
Wait,
correctly phrase that, the two stupid dogs.
Wojtek Podacek, he's still sitting in pit lane. You can see him in the background of your shot. No longer anymore. But yeah, Podacek deciding he has too much damage to continue right now. Repairing his car as much as he can, and then probably drives out again, seeing if he can pit up some.
De Silva out of Rivasa, but it looks like Burns is going to get out in front of him, but I don't think Burns is going to get out in front of Brame. Let me correct myself. De Silva should be able to get good Brame. Here we go. This will be close. Here comes De Silva rolling by. And now Vincent rolls out.
PC, lemon squeezy there for William Martin da Silva. Always trying to put the S into William there, as he has a little bit of a sideways moment through 2, 3, and 4.
Well, this gives a huge lead now to Greg Seitz, as he is yet to pit, and his nearest competition has come in.
Yeah.
Seitz up by 24 seconds on Nico Roman.
Just to give a little bit of perspective here, the gap between Seitz and Nico Roman That 24.5 seconds is as much as Nico Roman has over 9th place right now, as Greg Seitz decides it's also his pit lap time there.
He had about 4-second cushion on Burns before the pit stop, so unless Seitz does something wrong. What my dad used to say here is you need to take your time in a hurry. Come on in here. Don't waste any more time than you need to, but don't do anything silly like get a speeding penalty.
Nico Roman, he's deciding to stay out, so he will take over the lead for at least one lap. Neil Bamber also stays out, as Josh Brain in pit lane, as with Rob Adams and Nick Carty.
Now, there are bonus points for leading a lap in this series. It's something they do to encourage drivers from getting in. When you have those draft tracks to stand in line, they like drivers to fight for the lead. So Nico Roman should pick up. He didn't get credited with leading a lap. I guess he will next time when he can get it while he's in pit lane. Neil Bamber, who's really looking for every point he can get, would really like to get that bonus point for the lap.
Now, where is William Martins de Silva? He's gonna get these two guys very easily, already past them. Where is actually Vincent Brem? He's also easily gliding past these two guys. And then the next car to cross the start-finish line is now Ariseas, so he's not gonna be able to get up to them, but it might be close between himself and Nick Carty into turn 2, and actually he's not able to get up to the back of Nick Carty.
Yeah, the interesting pit access will be when Nico Roman, our current leader, comes in, where he comes out in relationships to De Silva, because they were nose to tail before the stop. This is where I said De Silva was going to come in trying to run some hot laps by himself. So we'll see if De Silva's plan, that would be what, Steph? The undercut, right? When you come in early and jump the guy.
Coming in early is the undercut. Coming in late is the overcut. And yeah, Nick Roman performing right now the overcut, as and everyone else around him. William Martins de Silva speaking about
here he comes.
The undercut, as Nick Roman, as he said, comes into pit lane very slow on the pit entrance, and look at how much Neil Bamber closed up.
Now Bamber's on the same strategy here with Roman, so this is a good run for Bamber. He picked up a lot of time. So we'll see how this plays out. De Silva is just going through Alta right now.
Seems like this is the last lap that everyone can stay out. As will he be actually credited with leading a lap? Let's see.
Yep.
Yes, he does. Nico Roman, he gets the lap led. So he's going to get one extra point, as Greg Seitz already way past him. Already past the 200-meter board into turn 2.
But Neil Bamber did not get that lap led. All right, De Silva out of the final corner now on the main straight.
Look at Neil Bamber, though. He's already off the limiter nearly. Now he is right now, and let's see where William Martins de Silva is. He's coming past the pit exit line right now, gets past Nico Roman, but he will stay behind Neil Bamber. That's big news.
Yeah, now Bamber, that was not part of De Silva's plan. But before the pit stop, Bamber was well behind them. I got to take a quick look at pit stop times. Not all that unreasonable. All about the same. Bamber, De Silva, Roman, all about, well, Roman's was 17 seconds. The other guys were about 14 and a half, so.
There you can see it, and actually the pit lane time, that's cone to cone, quite similar to Bamber with a 49.163 and William Martins de Silva with a 49.196. So these guys are really close on pretty much everything, as we have a battle developing for P7, that is between Christian Greule, Josh Brain, and Rob Adams.
These guys were all in it before the pit window. They're in it after the pit window. They are about a second and a half behind Vincent Brame, who's up ahead of them. So we'll keep an eye on this one. We will also watch Bamber try to hold off De Silva. De Silva has 1.3 seconds back on him. We'll get to that in a minute. I think William De Silva should be able to run down Neil Bamber.
Wouldn't be all so sure about that. In fact, either way, Christian Greulich is able to slowly run down Vincent Brehm, as it's only now, what is that, 0.3? No, 1.3 there between those two.
Yeah, this battle we're looking at, they have a chance to get to Brehm. And I'm telling you, Brehm has got to be close to the incident limit right now. I've seen him off more times than I could count. If these guys just stay in line, they might be able to get up there and challenge for what would be 6th position. Boy, when the time that the pit stops were done, Seitz with a 17-second lead over David Burns. Woo!
Yeah, David Burns himself, 11 seconds between himself and Neil Bamber. So top 3 very spread out, 28.356 between them right over the line. And then it is another half a minute there between Neil Bamber and John Torpy, all the way down in 13th place.
Brehm now, he's off again!
Whoa! And Greulich under pressure now by Josh Brain after also Greulich made a mistake through Variante Villeneuve. Taking the very inside line through Tosa. This really gives a run now to Josh Brain. Greulich also leaves open the right side. Now he's slightly closer, so Josh Brain has to shortly get off the throttle. Sticks in line for Piratella as both go very wide.
We're going to ride on board with the last car in line, Rob Adams.
Oh!
Oh no! He gathers it up. What a great catch from Groulet.
That's a solid 8.4 points there of 10 for that drift. Execution not very good at the end. He lost quite some momentum through that drift, so only 8.4 points there for him. But yeah, that sideways moment, quite a lot of angle on it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he deserves that 8.4 points there.
So he falls down into 9th. Rob Adams Vulture's 8th position. Brain in 7th now. That gives a little bit of breathing room to Vincent Brehm, who they were running down, but they all had to check up. We're right on board with Christian.
One thing we have to mention, because it's rather big for the championship right now, Wojciech Podolczyk, there we go. He is still in pit lane, still sitting there, and it seems like he's not going to come back out here again with 9 minutes 40 left on the clock.
This battle is good, but probably more important to the points championship is the battle for 3rd. Let's go up and look at Bamber real quick, because sure enough, here comes De Silva. Don't know how quickly William is going to get to Neil. They have ran away from Nico Roman, though. They head down into Piratella. That'll be this left-hander. Into Aqua Minerale.
Quite basic for the F1 championship. Whatever Neil Bamber does, as long as he finishes the race, he is going to take over the championship lead. As if you remember, he is tied for 1st place with Timo Teuchner, I think it was.
That is it. Teuchner not here with those 2 wins to start the season. And you are correct. Neil Bamber does not need to finish 3rd. A 4th place is almost just as good. And here comes De Silva. Don't need to do it here, William. Let's just wait till after this corner.
You know, Zip, a racer. Yes, the championship is nice, but a 3rd place is nicer.
It's a podium. Yeah, it is a little harder when you're racing for 3rd. If you're racing a difference between 4th and 5th. But when there's that podium involved, that does matter. All right, here comes De Silva. And as Stefan pointed out last time, there is plenty of time if he wants this spot for him to take it. Here he comes. The defensive line from Bamber.
Let's see who breaks later. Both pretty much on the same spot on the brakes, and William Martins De Silva has to stick back for yet another lap. We're now on lap 16, about 7.5 minutes
Yeah.
left on the clock.
I think that's going to settle down. So let's go to something that's going to be a little more exciting. This is Josh Brain trying to run down Rob Adams.
Yeah, and one thing we have to mention is that this pack, even though they're still fighting quite a bit, they are still catching. Vincent Brehm up ahead last lap. Rob Adams, he was about 4/10 faster than Vincent Brehm ahead of him.
Yeah, they were going to run down Brehm until Goulet had that spin in front of them. They all had to check up. They lost a lot of time. We're going to look at Brehm and Adams. If you remember right, when we were watching that battle, Adams was at the back of it. He's now got around both Brehm and Goulet. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah. And there you can see lap 12, that was when Adams did pit. And lap 14, that was when Groyle had that near spin. So that explains those 40 seconds of time loss in that chart. But apart from that, you can see lap 15 for nearly 5/10 faster than Vincent Brehm ahead of him, as Martin da Silva, he is once again super close to Neil Bamber.
Yeah, let's go up to third real quick as they work their way through Ravazzo. I really don't know if da Silva wants to make this pass. We'll see. He's in really good position.
Oh, see, I'm pretty sure that Martin da Silva wants to make that pass, but the thing is, Neil Bamber actually has such a good exit lap after lap after lap out of Rivazza that it takes Martin da Silva quite some time to get that momentum and to get up to the side-by-side moment like he is right now with Neil Bamber, that he runs out of space into turn 2, but now he is actually quite far ahead and he takes away P3.
You nailed it, Steph. It was all about the exit out of there. That time, da Silva was a lot closer out of Ravazza than he was last time. But look at this. Bamber's fighting back. He's got to run. He'll wait. These guys are pretty equally paced. I don't know if da Silva's going to be able to lead him.
Bamber knows that he does not need to push some silly mistakes here, and going too wide through Variante Villeneuve would be one of those stupid mistakes. But now look at that. Martin da Silva very wide through toe, so this might open up something for Neil Bamber, but not enough run there up the hill to Piratella, so he has to stick in behind Martin da Silva.
Yeah, honestly, now I think these guys are trying to figure out where they want to be.
Well, one thing they really have to be careful, Soup, is that guy behind, Nico Roman. He is closing in.
You know, it was 2.4 seconds when I checked it last. It's now 1.2. I can do the math. He's cut that interval in half. I'd like to stay on this battle a little bit longer, and I want to see where the start-finish line is out of Ravazza here, because it comes up pretty quick. I'm not sure if there's enough time to snake somebody out of here if the guy in front has a good exit. We'll watch and see. They're going to go down into 14 and 15 right now.
Well, Soup, spotting that start finish line is actually quite easy because it's right on the kink in the wall of turn 17. You're gonna see it come up about halfway down this straight, which seems like a long time, but for these cars it is not soon enough for them to pick up a fight to the line.
Right.
There we come now through turn 17. There's the line.
Yeah.
And it just, you can see now Neil Bamber is starting to really get the momentum. Even to the real start line, he's not up there with Martin da Silva, and he actually has to lift, stick in behind for turn 2.
So what we learned there is you really don't want to be trailing out of Ravazza. You want to lead out of that final corner, be leading down that straight. Look at Bamber now looking to try it. He knows what he needs to do. The gap 1.2 seconds back to Roman. All this going on behind Seitz and Burns. Yes, they are still in the race.
They are so far ahead already that they're already packing their luggage and checking into the plane.
The Brain and Adams battle has settled down a little bit, so we can look at Bamber working on the back here. This is where we're going to focus our attention for the last few minutes. This is your points leader. with William De Silva. Sights up by 25 seconds on David Third Degree Burns, former champion. Out of Alta. Now, this time around, how many laps we got? Is this going to be, maybe they'll see the white flag? 2 to go. So I got to base it on the leader, but I think we probably do have 2. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure we still have 2 to go because Sights is already going into Variante.
This may not be, Bamber may not even want this pass made here. He may want to do it on the next lap. Although maybe you want to take it when the opportunity presents itself. Here he goes to the inside. Interesting. No defense that time. You saw Bamber take the inside line on De Silva. De Silva just left the inside line open for him.
Oh yeah, no. Right now, I would also be the car in second place coming into the last lap, because then you're the guy who has the opportunity to pass into turn 2 and then make it really hard to pass for the remainder of the lap. Because remember, there is not enough time for these cars to make something happen on a draft up to the start-finish line. So you have to decide either into turn 2 or up to Variante Alta.
Yeah, it's kind of, you want to count back kind of a she loves me not type thing. Yeah, I think De Silva's in the right position on the right lap. Just what Steph said, he can make the pass, getting the white flag. Basically, he'll see the white flag, make the pass as he goes underneath the white flag, and then defend the rest of the way around.
But Neil Bamber, he has the chance to ever so slightly drive away from Martin Da Silva. And yeah, no, that's not happening as Martin Da Silva really closes in there through Aqua Minerali. And yeah, Neil Bamber, he is going to have a very tough job in hand now, coming up out of Rivazza. But if he gets his line right through Rivazza, he has shown that he's very capable of being able to defend his place into turn 2.
You know, but also, Bamber, I've seen him be very aggressive on the backside of the track. I almost feel like he was feeling out places that even if De Silva makes the pass going into Tamburello, that Bamber has some ideas to get it back on the backside. This will be fun to watch. Our leaders are coming around. In fact, they take the white flag. He's already got the white flag lap as Sights is well down into Tosa right now.
Soup, look at this gap between Neil Bamber and Martin Da Silva. He did exactly what he needed to do. Neil Bamber, perfect line through Rivazza. William Martin Da Silva, he actually made a mistake through Rivazza too. And so that demolished his chances for right now. But still, we have to run up to Variante Alta and the run down into Rivazza 1. So not all hope yet lost for Da Silva.
It's all defense. Sights going into Aqua Minerali. He's got about half the lap to Bamber about 3 car lengths up on De Silva right now. We'll take a peek at that. We're going to watch both. We want to catch our leader as he goes across, but we don't want to miss the pass. We like to catch it live if we can. Sights just going through Aqua Minerali, heading down to Rivazza. It'll be a while till he gets there. Bamber defending as he starts to close in. Sights is. We're looking at Adams and Brame. And we don't see Adams. In fact, Adams and Brain in a battle. Now we'll go to our leader, Sights. He's out of Rivazza. He picks up the round 5 win here in Formula Eagle Season 17. It goes to Greg Sights. Burns should be able to comfortably get it. Let's go back to Bamber.
Yeah, the question really is for the third place. Soup there between Da Silva and Bamber. Da Silva tried to be very aggressive through Variante Alta, so he is once again close, but I don't think he will be close enough through Rivazza. But it all depends. Will Neil Bamber be able to keep his cool through Rivazza 1 and 2? The first answer is yes. The second answer will be answered now, and that's also yes. So Neil Bamber hopefully gets to drive now very good, doesn't miss a shift, and gets home in third place.
Yeah, he's got that about 3 car length lead, and he will get third. So our port leader gets third. Silva gets fourth. Nico Roman was not able to run those down. They get fifth. Let's go back and look at the Adams Brain battle. This is fun. Here we go at the line. Adams trying to hold off Brain. They're going to run out of time by about a half car length. Josh Brain gets the Rob Adams will get 7th position over Josh Brain. There are 13 cars on the lead lap. Director, how about a little love to some of the drivers we didn't get to see much? How about 12th position, Nick Cardy coming across right now?
And the last car to cross the start-finish line will be John Torpy all the way down in 13th place.
Well, fans, it wasn't that much of an excitement for Greg Seitz and David Burns, but boy, the rest of the guys put on quite a show. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back to run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Back in a few. Sanctioned by the Absolute Beginners League. This is from Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Dino Ferraro. Welcome back to the GSRC's Round 5 coverage of the Season 17 Formula Neagle Championship. The results are in. Let's give them to you right now. It was basically wire to wire. Greg Seitz lost the lead for a couple laps during the pit window, but he was really the dominant factor. He wins by 28 seconds over former champion David Third Degree Burns. The real excitement was farther back in the pack. Neil Bamber got the best of William Martins de Silva and Nico Roman. So a great run from Bamber as he goes from 10th to 3rd and was able to hold off the very fast de Silva at the end. Vincent Brame, Rob Adams, Josh Brain go 6th, 7th, and 8th, with Adams getting just the nip over Brain at the finish line, winning that one by about a tenth of a second there. Christian Goulet in 9th position with Ari Sejas in 10th. Steph?
11th place went to Thomas Kick, the Strudelmeister, with his number 44. From 14th to 11th, he went. Nick Carty, the unlucky number 17, not his unlucky number. From 11th, he lost one position down in 12th. John Torpy, 13th, went to him. He started 19th, so I would say reasonably well raced for him. However, he's already the last car to finish here today. Scott Angelo, the first car not to finish, down in 14th. Wojtek Podacek, the leader in the F2 Championship, down in 15th. Troy Banks, 16th. Liam Lawson, very interesting race from him, more sideways than straight. The number one was. He finishes in 17th. Ludwig Sauer, not the best race for him either. From 7th, started there. He only finishes in 18th. John Morgan, the 177 machine, down in 19th. And Edgar Sanginelli, not being able to sadly do anything in this race. He finishes all the way down in 20th.
Okay, the news for Greg Seitz, and we have the opportunity to talk to him. It's 2 in a row for wins. The big news is, though, it was 3 in a row for no-shows to start the season. Otherwise, we'd be talking championship. Greg, congratulations. Nice win.
Yeah, thanks. Actually, last time I was at Laguna and I actually got second. Had to do a bunch of fuel saving there, which was a big mistake. So I took some extra fuel here. I didn't want to have that problem again.
I got to ask you, where were you the first 3 races? Did you just find out about Formula Neagle, or your schedule didn't allow you to race?
Yeah, I kind of just found out. My one of my teammates, Diogo Francisco, has raced with you guys before.
Oh, sure.
And he mentioned it. Yeah. So that's how I found out.
Well, look, you're quick. We're always looking for new talent. The seasons are fast, so if you want to get in the next one, you're going to make a run for it. You have no idea the nonsense that was going on behind you. Did you have any incidents out there?
No, it was a really smooth race for me. I just wanted to focus on keeping, pretty consistent, safe laps through the thing. Although I did push a few times just to get into the 201s, which was a lot of fun, just going for those.
Is the Skippy your car of choice? Is that the one you prefer racing? What's your favorite car?
Yeah, definitely the Skippy. I've focused this whole season on Skippy. I've ventured out into Formula 3 and some GT cars before, but this season has been pure Skippy.
14 days is a long time to plan ahead, but what's your schedule like? You think you can make the next race, the season finale?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Plan on making it there, definitely.
All right, you got your fuel figured out, so you're looking to do that. Good luck the rest of the way. Congratulations.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Right. Winner today, Greg Seitz. Steph?
Second place driver David J. Burns, the next to talk to us, 28.8 seconds behind Greg Seitz. Normally, one would say not the best race of a driver if he is 28, nearly 29 seconds behind the leader. But David, second place, you must be happy with that one.
I think we call that no man's land racing. The gap to Greg was as far as what we got behind. I think I saw 3 cars the entire race. Still, P2, can't complain.
Yeah, started in second, finished in second. Really not a very eventful race altogether. How was your first lap?
First lap's always fun on these tires, but I mean, there was a couple of moments, but then it was just me fighting the car. And Imola's not the easiest track in Skippy, but there was a moment in the race where every time I looked at Greg's distance, the person behind was equally the same distance. I thought, is there anybody else on the track? It's like, and then at another point, Vincent said, "Oh, Greg, he's a bit slow. He's not even done a 201." Then the next lap, he did a 201. I'm like, Vincent, stop telling him to go faster. Oh dear, what a race.
Well, that just is how a Formula Neagle goes with Greg Seitz. Now, as we had with Greg Seitz, 14 days is a little bit longer of a lookout, but how are you looking forward to Silverstone? Will you be racing, and how do you fancy your chances there?
Silverstone, I don't like that track. I actually prefer Imola to that one, so I'll be racing, but oh, jinx, not looking forward to it.
Well, we sure as hell are looking forward, though, to seeing you at Silverstone. Maybe you can take the fight next time to Greg Seitz.
You're really funny. I like you.
Right. Well, David, once again, congrats to your second place, and yeah, have an enjoyable Sunday.
Thanks, guys. Cheers for that.
All right, that's going to do it for our interviews here today, as I don't think anyone else is ready to talk to us. I would like to correct, it was Jaume Torres who got the win last time out of Laguna Seca. Greg Seitz got the pole, but again, he mentioned his fuel issues that he had, so he had to settle for second. He's got that figured out. Look for him to get another win. When we go to our season finale, that's going to be at Silverstone. With that said, let's go ahead and thank all the people that made this possible. We'll start with the guys at the Absolute Beginner League for organizing Formula Neagle and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to the company's equipment and software that you see on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. Original music that gives every GSRC broadcast a unique flavor and feel is thanks to June Lalonde. See the screen to how to contact her. Formula Neagle returns for round 6. That's in 2 weeks, August 25th from Silverstone. GSRC will be there. We hope you join us on screen now or some of the upcoming broadcasts. So check them down and mark them out on your calendar. You want to know more about us? GlobalSimRacingChannel.com. You have Twitter options at GSR Channel, Facebook options at Facebook Global Sim Racing Channel, and Instagram options at GSRC_Graham. And while you're here, if you haven't done so yet, become a GSRC YouTube subscriber by hitting that big red button. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, that would be Stefan, Sean, and Dougie, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, as it was Greg Seitz who picked up his first win of the season here at Imola. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race hard, race clean, and we'll see you on the track.